Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing on with the carbon fiber petrol tank build. If you watched the last episode, you recognize this mod right here. Now, I got to be totally honest with you guys, I have never built a carbon fiber fuel tank in my life. This is a complete first for me and honestly, a bit of gamble. Think of this scramble tank as the test dummy. I'm using it to crash test the process, make all the mistakes and figure out every single problem now so that when I move on to the dream ZX6R tank build, it comes out absolute perfection. But before I can lay any carbon, I've got to tackle the mess. Time to clean up and repair this mold. Making this mold definitely didn't go 100% to plan. My barriers were off and I ended up with trapped air pockets in all the tight corners. To get this usable, step 1 is digging out all the old filleting wax and scraping off the body filler stuck to the gel coat. And now to remove the leftover wax, I'm using a silicone remover, hand-lit, branded. And then to make sure nothing left on the mold before I get it repaired, I go through with mold cleaner from Easy Composites. And yeah, let's get going. Next thing what I want to do after the cleaning is to repair the mold in this area. The gel coat managed to bleed right under the barrier, leaving this ugly unwanted extra lip all over the other half of the mold. So the plan is simple. I'm going to sand this entire edge dead flat, then literally dig right into that crater. I need to rough up the surface to key it, giving the fresh gel coat plenty of room to bite and bond properly. Before I slaughter on any gel coat, I'm brushing release agent onto the surrounding areas of the mold. And I also brush the bolts with release agents, and I'm going to put them back into this hole to build back the threaded pattern on the gel coat. The last thing I want is the repair gel coat sticking to spots it shouldn't and ruining the line. Doing this creates a clean boundary, so when we pop the patch, we get a crispy, razor sharp edge without taking the rest of the mold with it. With both halves of the mold bolted back together tightly, it's time for the fix. I'm mixing up a small batch of high temperature gel coat with the hardener, and this stuff is supplied from Easy Composites. I'm working it into the prep surface, really forcing it deep into every single pit, hole and around the bolt holes to make sure there are zero trapped air pockets this time. And this is my little workshop trick. I'm slapping a piece of masking tape right over the wet gel coat. Flattening it down, this smooths out the repair area, which is going to make my life so much easier when it comes to sanding it flush. Now the gel coat is hardened up fully, I'm going to sand it down and level the surface, make it nice and smooth, ready for carbon fiber. To level this fresh gel coat flush with the mold, I'm starting off with 400 grit paper to knock down the high spots. Once that's sitting kinda flat, I'm stepping it up to 800 grit to refine the finish and smooth out those heavy scratch marks before I start on the higher grit paper. Because I put that release agent down earlier, a quick flick with that razor blade and that unwanted thin layer of gel coat pops right off the opposite mold face. With that out of the way, I'm bolting both halves back together. Time to run through the sanding grits, jumping from 1000 all the way up to 2000 and 3000 grit until this surface is smooth. Now it's time to prep the surface so it doesn't stick. I'm brushing every single section of the mold with 2 heavy coats of chemical release agent. This stuff is specially designed for high temperature prepreg carbon, so in theory, it should release like a dream. For the layup, I'm using prepreg carbon made specifically for autoclaves. Now, autoclave prepreg comes with way less resin content than normal out of autoclave stuff. Under massive pressure inside a commercial oven, that's fine, it squeezes out to a flawless surface finish while keeping the final weight ridiculously low. But in plain English, I'm completely using the wrong material for a workshop build. But hey, I had the roll sitting in my freezer doing nothing, and since this entire project is one big science experiment, I'm sending it anyway. I'm starting it off by laying down 2 full layers inside the mold. Now just to be clear, these initial 2 layers are just setting up the outer shell and cosmetic finish of the tank. It's definitely not structural yet. To make sure this thing can actually handle fuel and take a beating, I'll be lining the entire inside with Kevlar later on in the build. To make sure this tank actually has solid mounting points, I'm using these long hex coupler nuts with a washer sandwiched right against the carbon fiber for extra structural strength. I've wrapped the threads in a slice of prepreg first, bolt the hex nut directly through the mold face, and then pack extra layer of carbon over top until it's completely buried and locked in place. Next up, it's time to prep for vacuum. I'm wrapping the entire outside of the mold in briefer cloth, pulling it nice and tight and padding extra material right over the sharp bolt heads so they don't puncture our vacuum bag later. That would ruin everything. Once the outside is cushioned, I'm laying unperforated release film all across the raw carbon inside the mold. I've repeated the exact same process on the second half of the mold, which means both sides are finally prepped and ready for the bag and the oven. And in goes the mold into the vacuum bag. As the vacuum pump working, I'm smoothing out the bag and moving out all the wrinkles, making sure I get absolute maximum pressure, slab flat across every single curve. Once the vacuum is holding rock solid, the whole setup goes straight into the oven for a massive 7-hour cure. If you want the full breakdown on the exact curing temperature and the material list for this process, check out the links from Easy Composites down in the description below. 7 hours later, the curing cycle is done and it's time for the moment of truth, demolding the tank. First job, backing out all those bolts holding our custom nuts in place. After that, I grab a plastic wedge and a hammer to start working the edges. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was an absolute nightmare. The carbon was completely glued to the mold. I was sweating bucket loads just to get a millimeter of movement. Remember earlier when I said 2 coats of release agent wasn't enough? Yeah, that was probably 100% right. The mold is completely toasted. Massive chunk of gel coat ripped clean off, stuck to the carbon. But you know what? We move on. This way only ever a prototype mold built to make this one single tank, and the next one will be night and day better. Plus, look at the bright side. Now I get to show you guys how to save a complete disaster. Right guys, I'm going to have to call it a day here. I was hoping to push further today, but the material delivery is delayed. In the next episode, I'm going to repair the surface, lay down the Kevlar and completely finish up the scrambled tank. Huge thanks to everyone showing love on the channel. If you enjoy watching the process, please hit the like and subscribe. It really helps to support what I'm doing here in the workshop. I'll see you guys in the next one.